rolls ball in. And it's still loose. And it's Lita!
Here's McAnuff, goes past a couple, into the box, get the shot off. Yes! We're at Wembley! After the ball in.
Oh, what a chance here! They've done it! Podolak!
Lafondra looking to get close side of Font. Lafondra away from David. 3-1 Reading. 3 points Reading.
Hello and welcome to an absolutely massive watch along tonight. We are playing Watford away in a huge match for the whole of our season. I've been joined here by Alex Everson. Hi Alex, how you doing?
I'm good, Paul. End of the working week. Get to watch Reading. Looking forward to it.
How are you doing, Matt Lansley, as well?
Nervous as shit. Sorry for the French, but it's one of those nights.
Yes, it is definitely one of those nights. We will be saying that we will be going on a kind of like a screen for 2 minutes when we have the 2-minute silence for Prince Philip as well, who died today. But first of all, let's get your score predictions in. I'm going to go with my heart rather than my head here, Matt. And I'm going to say 2-1 to Reading. What are you going to say?
I'd love to say 2-1 Reading. I'm going to go 1-1. I don't want to go for a lose. I can't put myself to go for a loss. But Watford are so good at home. You look at their home record and their form of late at home. It's going to be so tough. I hope we win, but I think 1-1.
Cool. What are you going to say, Alex?
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with Alistair and go 1-1. Agree with Matt as well. Is the commentary not on Radio Berkshire tonight? I'm really not I don't tend to listen to Radio Berkshire, obviously, because we're on here. So if the commentary isn't on Radio Berkshire, we're obviously right here. Listen to us.
I got to say, Alistair is completely right. I am going with my heart there. It's we'll see how that pans out. So what did you say, Alex? What was your prediction tonight?
1-0. I'm going to agree with Alistair.
Yeah. I think, be realistic, I would take that right now. If you could call and say, "Oh, do you know, in a perfect world, we'd score a last-minute win, last-minute equaliser there, wouldn't we?" That would be the ideal scenario. But there was one change: Lewis Gibson coming in for Omar Richards. I suspect Omar Richards is slightly knocked. Obviously, he came off in the match against Derby County. What do you think on that change, then, Alex, tonight?
Yeah, I mean, if Richards isn't completely fit, then I don't think it makes sense to risk him. You've still got another 5 games to go after tonight anyway, so better to have a player who can come in as a sound backup in Gibson, and that seems like a fair enough change, I think.
Yeah, it does seem to be. And hello to Tony down in Australia. Completely crazy every time he's here, isn't he? His addiction to Reading FC is extreme, I've got to say. Getting up at that time, I don't know what time it is there in Australia.
3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. I absolutely love that dedication. I can't say I would do the same. I have to be quite honest about that. But that is, I look at their record though tonight, though, Matt. The best home record in the whole of the Championship, Watford, in astonishing home form. I think they've won 5 consecutive matches at home. It could even be 6 as well. They do concern me massively. They have got real quality. I know we beat them earlier in the season 1-0, but I think they've really stepped up with their new manager.
Yeah, no, they have absolutely. If you look at the form table, all you see is 5 wins at home. And I think they've only drawn 2 and only lost 2. I think they've won it's 16 or something ridiculous at home. When you say this is a team that's good at home, they are sensational at home. There's no 2 ways about it. Don't want to put a downer on it, but let's hope that they've used up all their wins and we can nab one tonight. Let's hope.
Yeah, I think I agree with Alfie. We've got to keep it tight here. Keep it tight for the first 15, 20 minutes getting into the game. I mean, in an ideal world, we go out and score a goal, don't we? But you just don't want to give them any momentum, Watford, because of the players they've got. But look at the players we've got. We've got Mate, Elise, Ejaria, Puskas in there as well. We've got some decent players who can score goals. I listened to the Watford previews on WD18, and they were kind of they were a bit cautious about us as well and say they were a bit nervous. They still thought they were going to win. Why wouldn't they? They've got a decent team, but they weren't kind of taking it for granted they were going to take the points, Alex.
No, I think there's definitely confidence in the Watford camp, but they're not like seeing this as a guaranteed 3 points by any means.
No, we're
Teams just on their way out now. So
yeah, we're just about to come up to the 2-minute silence here, I think, in a moment. So we will be going on a screen across, because I think sitting here kind of chatting would be disrespectful, but we will be back, obviously, to chat throughout the match. It hasn't quite started yet, I don't think.
No, Watford players are just coming out still, so...
Yeah, I think we're just about to start here. So let's put us on a screen there, Alex, and we'll be back after this. And we are off now at Vicarage Road, and ball straight out for our throw-in. Not an amazing start there, but could be worse. How are your nerves levels, Alex?
Yeah, fine. I haven't actually seen kickoff yet. I'm a little behind.
I see.
I'm probably 20 seconds behind everyone, I would imagine, being that I'm watching it slightly delayed, but we'll get there. Reading are just about to take the kick off on my screen. So hopefully everybody watching on Sky will be able to keep it to themselves for 20 seconds, because you can put it on pause and line up with us and watch the game at the same time as us.
I can tell you we've kicked off. I'll give you that exclusive.
I can see it's Elise who's just about to kick off now. And big game coming up. Would you take a point, Matt Lansley?
Absolutely.
As Elise kicks off now.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't take kickoff? And lovely. Paul just spoiled the kickoff there as it goes out of play. Thank you
I
for
did.
the spoiler,
I
Paul.
ruined the absolute thrill and excitement there, didn't I? I just stuffed it for everyone.
I was waiting to see that boot out. I didn't even see.
I was in for the 10-second goal, but didn't
There's
happen.
no commentary. Sorry, there's no commentary on Radio Berkshire tonight. Is that because of Prince Philip? I'm not sure. Is that none on DAB or the whole of Radio Berkshire? I'm not sure.
I know
Obviously,
both
we're not
BBC
listening
One
to it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know BBC One and BBC Two did everything away. So, but yeah,
If there is no commentary on BBC Berkshire, we will try to provide a commentary on here as best we can.
get sharing,
Sharing, yeah.
Morning,
Watford have a free
morning,
kick.
all, Dave. Where are you, Dave Harris? I want to know where you are when you're saying morning. It's like
Looks like Holmes is playing in centre back again. So
yeah.
Back to Raphael, who knocks it long and straight out of play. Well, that is, almost a given, I guess, when he's aiming at Mate sometimes.
I've gone in for a controversial choice tonight. I've gone from a cider, which you may think is pretty mainstream, but I've gone for a Brewdog cider. So I don't know how that's going to end up. Will it be good? Or will it just be a bit of a crap cider, basically? Oh,
gone for the Iron Brew.
Iron Brew.
The alcohol, but good old last time.
Well intercepted by Renamotor.
Yeah.
1 minute, 45 seconds into the game, and I'm not sure that Reading have really touched the ball yet.
Not really, but they haven't really done anything, have they?
No.
I'm on 1 minute 52.
Okay, you're about 5 seconds behind me, Paul.
Okay, that's interesting.
I'm telling you, the timer is always correct on up here.
Yeah, good point, Alex. Yeah,
I can't really get that. My perspective is all out here. That timer there
is the holy grail.
There we go. Yeah, that's where we're at on the stream.
Just getting bossed here by Alex live on the stream. But there we go. That's the joys of life, isn't it?
You thought we'd be well versed at this by now, but
hang on. Oh, that's good goalkeeping, Raphael.
On his toes. He had a good game on it was against Derby
Monday.
It
was on Monday. Yeah, days of the week are an absolute nightmare. But yes, he did. He was really good on Monday. Yeah, had an excellent game. Made the save that changed the whole match, didn't he, in the first half?
Yeah, it was a great save with his foot, and then the follow up was brilliant. And it's something we don't. Oh God, mate! Oh, I thought we could have nicked that. Mateo was charging as it's cleared to Yeardom, and out of play for Reading throw on the halfway line. It's something we never normally see Raphael do though. Save with his feet, is it? He made a brilliant save with his foot, and then a brilliant reflex save. It's fingers crossed he can keep up the form, so because we know what he can do on his day. So
controversial take there on Iron Brew there, Dave. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I haven't had it for that long, but I'm
a fan of Iron Brew.
Dave, we'll have to have a word when we're back in the stadium.
It's got to be Emmy. Emmy, 100%. Emmy, I don't dislike Raphael, but Emmy is, I don't know, would you say he's world class? What do you think, Alex? Is it that level?
Yeah, I mean, I think he is. I think he's a top 3 or 4 keeper in the Premier League now. Well cut out by Gibson there.
That is an outrageous. That is an outrageous top there from Troy Deeney. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, big fan of that. I mean, he pulls it off, no problem. But it is an outrageous top.
It's Troy Deeney at the end of the day, so he can do what he wants, can't he?
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm not saying anything about Troy Deeney. His record stands up for itself, doesn't it? Yeah. So free kick to us, which we've taken short. We're going to try and clever move.
Interesting routine that
didn't quite work, did it?
No. It just seemed destined. Lauren.
Oh, he's got caught out there. And again, Watford. Oh, no.
Wide.
We're getting, sloppy start defensively from us so far, I'd say. Been a little bit too easy. there for Watford on both opportunities, and you don't really want to see Elise as the last defender.
No, and Laurent caught ball watching as well. Just
good evening, 106. Good to have you in here. So you had him now with let's not play. Oh God, he's dicing with death there.
They're pressing very high though. It's
yeah, they are.
They've got quite a lot of people forward pressing as well. It
has been proven to work against us this season. Hasn't it? So, good hold up play there from Puskas though. Nothing amazing, but just basic.
What he needs to do. It's an interesting one. Obviously, looking at the team sheet, obviously having him over Zhao today, but let's just hope it pays off. That's I think all we can say.
To be honest, I'm quite glad that Puskas is starting again. I think he played relatively well on Monday.
He did nothing to be dropped. Nothing.
Didn't do anything bad, did he? Yeah. Let's be honest.
No, he did fine. There was one moment, I think, in the first half when he played a lovely pass, which Rena Motor nearly got on the end of from some hold-up play. So, yeah, I'm good, Chris. Hope you are as well. Be even better if we manage to pick up at least a point here tonight, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Not easy at all, especially the way Watford have started here. But they haven't scored. That is the key factor.
Yeah, just gone past 6 minutes. And, I mean, Watford have had that one chance, but Reading really... honestly, I don't think we've really had too much. I may take kind of almost charge something down, but it's going to be a tough game, isn't it? I don't think we're going to have a whole ton of chances tonight.
No, and Watford are a very tight team at home as well. I think in their last 5, they've only conceded, I think it's 2 at home. I think it's, they're so tight at the back. They're so well versed at the moment.
They are. Yeah. Just showing T-Mac and Michael Morrison there on Sky. I mean, I love to have at least one of those players. I mean, ideally Morrison, wouldn't you, in tonight's game? Nothing against T-Mac, but just his experience and what he's brought to us since he's been at the club. He's been really good play there. Puskas kind of laying it off. Puskas has really been good since he's come back. Let's hope he keeps this up.
It's been since the start of the season, hasn't it? It's like last season it was so patchy. It was just like we were, just hoping this game will kick him on, Never really quite happened, but his all-round game, I think, this year's just got so much better. That's been the main difference.
Yeah, Tony. What do we think on Gibson compared to Richards? I think if you look at both the players, I think Gibson, before the first 10 minutes here, I'd say he's been slightly better defensively than Richards. But
I think they're about the same. I don't think defensively they're about the same. Obviously, Richards offers you a lot going forward, which Gibson doesn't. I think in a game where you're playing a team like Watford and Norwich or Brentford, do you lose out hugely by having Gibson in the side over Richards? Probably not. I don't think Reading are really expecting to dominate. Watford just coming forward here on the left with a cross from deep. That was a fortunate header, but back into the Watford half. I would rather have. I think I would rather have Gibson. Ooh, that's close as well.
Come on.
I would think I'd rather have
could have got there. Sorry, Alex, but
it's tough, isn't it? You've got a good player in Richards, but if he's not fit, then you don't want to risk him.
No. I mean, Richards is a far more exciting player. There's no doubt on that. That's why he's going to Bayern Munich, isn't it? He is more of an exciting prospect, but he must have a slight issue with his leg. So I'm on 9 minutes and 13.
Yeah, I'm about 2 seconds ahead of you, Paul, now. So all good.
Okay. Yeah, well, hopefully you get to tell me.
Cut out by Ajaria there, moving forward. It's the first time Ajaria has really got on the ball. And is that a Reading free kick? Yes, it is. Reading free kick.
Yeah. About 30, shirt.
Probably 35 yards from goal here.
Have a shot.
It's the John Swift zone, isn't it?
Yeah, this
I
is
don't
the
know
old
what-
school when Martin Hicks hit that free kick against Chelsea all those years ago. If you're one of those old bastards like myself, you remember that in the
Do you think
Littlewoods
Watford
Cup.
look shaky, Matt? Do
Sorry.
you think Watford look shaky, as Alfie says?
I don't think I don't think so. I think we've struggled to get a foothold in the game so far. I wouldn't say Watford look shaky. They've had the better of the two chances, or
Holmes back into the area, but away from Watford.
Was that a semi-chance there for Liam Moore, but didn't quite get his foot on it? It wasn't a terrible free kick, headed it back into the area. I mean, something we said loads of times, the set pieces this season have been so much better under Paunovic than for years at Reading. So
they've been trying different things as well, which has been really good. There's been corner routines. Yes, they've not always come off, but they're trying things. They're not just pumping a ball into an area. They're really trying to craft things, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, wow. It's all down their right-hand side, isn't it, for Watford?
It's got to be offside line.
No, I don't think he is.
Played forward. Gibson's been caught out. And
It's a good finish, though. That
we are 1-0 down.
That first pass, I am sure was offside. That first pass, I mean, it's a brilliant finish from Sarr. But that first, I know he doesn't jump to the ball.
Gibson's way ahead of the line. I'm not sure.
Someone's got to close him down there, haven't they? No one's closed him down at all.
No one's, yeah.
On the edge of the box, you can't let a player like that just have a shot on the edge of the penalty area. I mean, it's not central, but it's too easy.
Yeah, no, the close. I mean, Moore's 3 meters off. He's miles away. Laurent just to the side. There's nothing. The defending there's shocking.
I'd say that's a combination of players. They're not one player, but it's all down Watford's right, and this is what's going to happen all night, isn't it? It's always going to be tough. I didn't think this was going to be an easy game at all. This is probably the hardest game of the season.
But we've got to do now what we never seem to do.
Yeah,
come back and behind.
Conceded first.
You got to say though that is a quality strike, though. He makes it look easy.
Yeah, it is a good finish, isn't it? But
but helped by the non-existing defending, really. I mean, I don't really.
They're not very tight to him, are they? Gibson's got left back.
It's fine. I mean, it's fine that it's saying Gibson, but I think there's more areas there that Liam Moore needs to go to him quicker, surely.
Yeah, I don't think you can pin that on Gibson, really. I think Gibson just gets all away.
It's not great defending, is it? Let's be honest.
There we go. That's game over 2-0. Yeah. That is
Sarr again.
It's not great play from Lewis Gibson again.
No.
Is it? Let's be honest. Played forward. Sarr's just given so much space, and he's literally it's not quite the same goal, but Liam Moore hasn't closed him down again.
No. Again, it's a vicious finish. It's a vicious finish, but I mean,
that's awful from Gibson, though, isn't it? He's created the issue.
Liam Moore is
brilliant finish, but terrible from Gibson. I mean, he's given the ball away once, and then he does it again, trying to win a free kick.
I'm not quite sure why he hasn't. He's trying to hold on to the ball. He's not Ovie Ejaria, is he? Let's be honest.
No.
Here, in the replay, just watching the replay, he's gone down. I'm not really sure, though. It's just
that's all over. I'd say this one tonight. Actually, lads, I've got to say, I can't see us coming back from 2-0. That's not Liam Moore's fault. That goal. That's directly down to Gibson.
I mean, Liam Moore doesn't close him down when he comes into the area, but again, you've given the best winger in the league the space to be able to, as Scott said, he's the best winger in the league, and he's been given the space to just basically come straight into the area and get a shot off. Yeah.
Well, I did go with my heart earlier. I did think we were going to lose this one, really. I couldn't say anything but it because we haven't had a shot yet, have we? We haven't even come near the Watford goal.
I mean,
Watford look like they're going to score every time they attack. Yeah. Watford are looking too good here, basically.
They just well, every time they come forward, they look like they're going to score, don't they? And we just can't get into any rhythm going forwards, really.
Yeah, I think this is.
We look shaky at the back, and
I guess if we get the next goal, but I mean, at the moment, it's not looking like we're going to have a shot, does it?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking, hope rather than anything now, aren't we? None of us really expect Reading to get anything out of this, and even beforehand, did anybody expect Reading to get anything out of this game? Probably not.
Not massively. Not massively. It is 2-0 as well, Alex, by the way, on the screen.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even updated the scoreline.
I'd rather it was 1-0, but it is 2.
I don't know, Jack. I disagree. I think Watford are... I mean, to be honest, the first half of the season, Watford played dreadfully. And they still have managed to get up to second place and frankly look like they could even go on and win the league. They've still got to play 9.
To be fair, though, when you look at the team they have, though,
they should be this high up in the league, shouldn't they?
They've got quality all over the pitch. Like when you got someone like Ismail Assar, Troy Deeney in the Championship, I know Troy Deeney hasn't had the greatest, and Watford are just trying to break it up now. Every opportunity is street smart, really, for Watford here. Just don't let any.
The game's over.
I don't think the playoffs are out of the question here, Chris, at all still. There's still lots of games to go. I mean, everyone wants to write it off, so mentally they get over it quicker. But I really don't think it is. Not next week. Bournemouth have to go to Norwich. Norwich might need to win that game to get promoted. So,
in your heart of hearts, really, tonight, how many people were going to, have us down for a win?
Well...
It was. I think it was always going to be very unlikely, and I think David's point is yes, you can't be happy to lose a game, but
no one's happy to lose. But you have to be realistic. Watford are the most informed team in the league since January 1st. They've scored more points than anyone else.
Yeah, I'm not going to be happy if we lose, but it's very difficult to be particularly. Reading claimed for a penalty as well, but I'm not going to be particularly.
It's not a penalty, it's a dive.
Yeah, I'm not going to be put it that way. If we lose tonight, it's just going to be one of those things. We've lost to a team who are at the top of the table.
Let's wait and see.
We've still got 75 minutes to go.
He's got no, that is not good. I don't know what he's trying to do there. He's obviously trying to get home.
Jack had a chance there down the right, but just almost just kicks.
It's also creating us a lot of goals, I'd say, David, throughout the season. So it's a kind of fine balance. But tonight, I don't think it's playing out. I think it's just poor play from Gibson on the second one. I think the first goal was really upset him and affected him. But it's hard to know what would happen with Richards in the team, though, because Sarah's still a quality player. So it's not like he hasn't done this against other teams. And we could get another one here for Watford. It could be 3-0 here in a minute.
It's very difficult for Gibson or even Richards because you don't have a particularly defensive winger ahead of you either.
No.
When you've got Ajara, yes, Ajara is great going forward. Defensively, does he always track back? Does he always offer the option? Not particularly.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think we can blame him for both the goals. I mean,
no. I wouldn't give him, blame on the goals. It's just, it's a combination of things, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think on the first one, you've got to look at the central defender as well. They did not come out and make any contact with him. And where's the holding midfielders there? There's no cover, is there?
There's not. But
I've got to address something, though, in all honesty, because I think Gibson's going to get a lot of stick. And why is Gibson playing? He's not a left back. I mean, granted, he's not a left back, but if Richards isn't fit, who else are you playing at left back? We don't have anybody else to play there.
Not really, no. No, because the other option would be, which we've seen occasionally, is Team Mac, but he's obviously not fit.
So if Richards isn't fully fit, I don't know who else you play there.
No.
Exactly. On the plus side, though, Puskas has started very well to lift the mood a little bit.
I would say very well. He started okay. And let's not try to get too much on the hype train there.
No,
he's done anything amazing.
He's done well with what's come up to him so far.
Okay, but I know I don't want to get on the Lansley hype train.
Chris is in the faith. A Zhao hat-trick incoming. You know what? I'm all about this. A second half win for Reading.
Yeah, the problem is how many will Watford get before that? That's the issue, isn't it? He might well get a hat-trick. No, of course he won't. But
all those defensive stats
here
for
we
Watford
go.
are not
Michael
what you want to
Hunter,
be.
this is what I want to see. Stay positive. Time left in the game, right?
Exactly.
If we get the next goal, we're in it. We are, as irrational as it is. We've got a chance, but if we concede that third goal, it's all about
all about goal
and
difference
not getting
limitation.
absolutely
Isn't it?
trounced.
Let's be honest. It's goal difference. It's goal difference limitation if they score again.
Yeah.
You can't go on and lose 5-0. You have to limit it.
Confidence as well, Alex, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But let's see how we do here from the corner from Elise. It's not a terrible corner. Adam tries to get shot on, which is well blocked there by Watford. You can see why they're not conceding many goals.
Mm-hmm. Bodies just everywhere.
Yeah, they're tough to get space, isn't it? It's really hard there. It's not a terrible cross there from Elise to Liam Moore, but he was marked well, isn't he?
It was marked very well, and the deflection just drops pretty much to where there was no players. There was no Watford players, no Reading players. So
Pedro going down like he's been hit by a sniper, showing his pedigree there, as you'd expect any decent striker to do to win a cheap free kick.
And to waste a little bit of time.
I don't think they'll be worried about that at the moment, will they?
Well, they're putting a few niggly tackles. They've been very, very game aware.
Covering all bases there, David, with that comment, aren't you? Would love to be wrong, but there's no way back. That is what I call covering all your bases.
If we do come back, David, I fully expect you to come back in here and eat your words.
Yeah, I can't see it, but you never know. It's not totally impossible at 2-0. If it gets to 3-0, yeah, it's not happening. It's that second goal that's really killed it for me. 1-0, we're always in the game because we can score goals, but
agreed. If it's 1-0, you are in the game. It's difficult, but you're not out of it, are you? But at 2-0, it becomes so much more tough, especially given the fact that we haven't scored that many goals in recent weeks. In reality, I think we've only scored more than one. What is it? I think it's twice in the last 10, something like that.
Yeah, and combine that with Watford's
incredibly good defense. This is a cliche, isn't it? 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football.
I'd rather it is, isn't it? It's always said that, but I mean, I always think it's illogical because it's surely better than 1-0.
Of course it's not. 1-0 is the most dangerous lead, or 2-1. How can 2-0 be the most dangerous lead? I don't get it. The football cliches are,
Lawrence frustrated there. You can see that. That's the kind of thing he doesn't normally do, a rash tackle like that. Oh.
It's just disappointing in a game like this. 23 and a half minutes in now, not even having. Actually, can you say that we've had a shot so far?
No, we haven't even got close. No, that's not true. We have got close, but Watford have always managed to get there just before. Liam Moore's had 2 chances, one with his foot and one with his head, and both times he hasn't quite got to it because the Watford defenders got there a split second before. Yeah,
it's an interesting one though. Looking at the way
Watford have looked like a Premier League team at the moment. They've cut us apart, haven't they? Defensively, it's not really been that close, has it? We look like a team that's playing against it looks like a cup match, and Watford are the Prem team.
I'd agree. It does look like a cup game. It looks like a cup game where Watford have played a first team, in all honesty, so far. Yeah. Tom, I mean, what do you think to this? We were just discussing damage limitation a couple of minutes ago. Do you just throw all caution to the wind to try and get a point tonight now, or do you have to kind of play to what you've planned and play to the system, or do you just kind of accept that 2-0, the plan's out the window, and you've got to do something different?
It's tough. I wouldn't got it yet. I would say with 25 minutes to go, you might risk it because the problem is you don't want to end up losing 4-0. That's the thing that you don't want to happen. But then if you put another strike on, potentially you could lose. You could maybe get back in the game. I'm not sure at the moment. Elise has started quite well, but
it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's because none of us really want to see Reading go on and lose 3 or 4-0, particularly. But
not at all. No,
but you do. But you obviously want you're willing to put in a, I guess, almost an attacking output to try and get back into it.
Yeah. No, it's a chance there for Mate across the ball, and he's want to go to bed. It's not quite that bad. Whichever way you look at it, we'll still be 6th in the league. I mean, if you'd have said to me last September at the start of the season that would be 6 with 6 games to go, I would have said that you were all pissed. So, I know it's all relative and you want more now, but tonight was always going to be really tough. This is why when we went into the games against Wickham and I said it was a must win, people said, oh, it's not a must win. You win that game against Wickham and this game is far less stressful.
Yeah, the games we had in March are the games, if we don't make the playoffs, the games which we had in March are the games which will cost us. The games against Wickham, the games against Birmingham, for example, those are the games which will end up costing us not getting to the playoffs, not the games against Watford away. If you put the pressure on these games, then inevitably, if things go wrong, it's easy to blame them for this. But
let's put the alarm up there, signal that we have had a shot on target there, and it was quite easy there from Josh Lawrence for the Watford goal. He kind of he didn't make it look hard, but I think he gave it a bit more respect than possibly it needed on that shot, didn't he? But I'll take it. A shot is better than nothing.
Or was it 25 yards?
Okay, well, it's a better opportunity.
We're breaking again.
That was a better opportunity, but he doesn't manage to get his shot on target there, Josh Lawrence. He shanks it wide at the target. Watford guilty of what we were doing in the first 20 minutes, overplaying it. And could he have passed that to Puskas? Oh, I'm not sure he could have. I don't think so.
It was a good win high up the pitch, but
I think this is a good point here from Robert. I think that we've done this a lot of times this season and got away with it with a slow start.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We've discussed it multiple times on the Watchalong that Reading they're very slow to get going. They usually take 10 or 15 minutes where they kind of have to try and find themselves and settle into the game. And actually today that just doesn't work.
No, too much quality. Yeah.
Far too much quality for a team like Watford for us to be doing that. We can't really afford to be, having a terrible start.
One player, it's multiple players that were slow there in the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
You can get away with it against Derby and Barnsley and teams like that. I mean, Barnsley, I know they're 5th in the league and above us, but they're nowhere near the quality of Watford. It's just not comparable. They're poles apart, aren't they? But we'll see if we could get the next goal, though. I mean, Watford, since the 2 goals.
I mean, is this
okay? They're sitting and kind of just waiting now, aren't they, for us to counter us on an opportunity when we commit too many players forward.
They don't
really
get
the next one.
Much else, though, do they?
No, at all. No, it's perfect for them. But if we could get the next goal, then it will make them slightly nervous.
It'll make anyone nervous at 2-1, won't it? But it's
as we said, 2-0 is the worst scoreline ever.
Get that cliche away. But I mean, I wouldn't say Watford are completely sitting off. They're still pressing a lot on the back line. That they see an opportunity here still to really put this game to bed. Before the half, I think, and it's an interesting style they're playing because they've got 4 players. Sometimes 5 players pushing so high up. You would have thought we'd be able to find some space in the midfield, but we've just not found anything. Just like there, we break through, and before you know it, 2 players are on Ovi, and they've won it back again.
Well,
So
the
I was
difference
thinking
in this
that-
game has been Sar's ripped us apart, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what's happened. Defensively, we've been poor. You take that moment out of the game, those moments out of the game, it's totally different, but that doesn't work like that, football. Lucas João is looking quite frustrated there, sat there in the stand, wearing a lot of layers, it's got to be said.
Mirroring a lot of Reading fans.
Not sure he's
right
not
now.
sure he's going to be rushing on in the next 5 minutes, if I'm honest.
I think he'd like to be on there, though. He'd love to be on, wouldn't he?
Oh, of
There's
course
no
he would.
doubt.
Let's be honest. The amount of times though that people have complained about Lucas João's attitude when Reading have been behind in games, would he love to be on the field?
I'd like to see him on the field.
I'd like to see him on the
goals.
field. But would Lucas João like to be on the field when we're 2-0 down?
Yeah, because he can score a goal. Well, it's hard to know because I don't know Lucas João's brain, do I? So
He can.
the way
He
he
can
was
score a
acting
goal, but
tells me that he's frustrated and wants to be on the pitch. It looked like he was kicking every ball there.
I think so far we've done okay with what we've had up front. You know, it's been tough. I don't think Lucas João would be making a difference right now if he was on the pitch. I have to say.
No, he's not. He's not going to be suddenly change this game into one we're winning. No, it's not going to be the case. If defensively we've lost this.
Yeah, agree.
It's all about when we make the change to what is the risk assessment. It's just get into half time and we could just get a goal. There you go. Get it back to 2-1, and then all of a sudden we got a completely different dynamic.
Go on, say it. Say the cliche. Say the cliche, Paul.
Well,
Way you want to.
it's just the way it is. But at the moment, it's just not happening, is it?
Not that bad overall, Rob.
Well, so winning the ball back there, Yadam there coming down the right-hand side, still in our own half.
We had a bit of space there, but just it's all slowing down. Like I say, Watford, they've got a lot of people high up pressing, and it's not quite as aggressive the press as it was early on.
If you're going to have a press there, you want someone like Omar Richards playing, don't you?
Yeah, and to be fair, I do almost think
he's
that
definitely better than Gibson. There's no.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is good from Elise.
Go on, Elise.
Oh, lovely.
Come on.
Come on, Elise. Come on, Yak. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, he's take. No. Oh, he's
Oh,
at the post.
that's the moment, isn't it?
That's so frustrating. As number 5, I don't know who number 5 is. Has he blocked that?
I mean, let's have a look at this.
We'll have to see the replay.
Did he score there? I'm not sure. I think it comes at him very quickly. I don't think he can do much more.
He makes.
Oh, no, he's got to score there.
He's got to score
He's
that.
got to
He's
score.
got to score that. What is it with our strikers and missing utter sitters? Actually, it bounces up off.
To score there.
It bounces up off the keeper's legs. To be fair, I think, or off the no, it's the guy's
Oh,
sliding.
no, that's a terrible miss. Oh, Lucas João, George Puskas.
And sitters.
Score there, surely. I mean, what do you think? I know you're his biggest fan, Matt, but
No, well, he's got to do better there. It does bounce up for the defender who blocks it, but I mean, he's 6 yards out. You know, he scores the goal at the weekend. You know, the goal at the weekend he scored is 10 times better than that one. Let's be honest.
I mean, if that was João who just hit the post, we would have all been giving him stick and saying how he can't keep missing these chances. You know, Puskas is in the same boat. You can't miss there. It's on.
Not in the situation we're in right now.
Just at any point, I don't think you can miss that. Elise has been good. I mean, that's set up.
Great run by Elise.
Yeah, brilliant.
And a really good vision by Elise as well to find Mate, who I'm surprised, in all honesty, he didn't shoot.
Yeah, it's on his right, isn't it? So we know what he's like on his right foot, and
it's just a killer, isn't it? You create great chances like that, and then
you got to score.
Take it.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of been the story of our second half of the season, hasn't it? Misses or crucial misses like that, easy chances that keep going astray, penalties that get missed, last minute chances that are getting missed, simple one-on-ones that are being missed, and it's just frustrating. Laurent gives away a cheap free kick in midfield as well now. So,
yeah, this isn't one that I'm going to be tuning in for. In all honesty, Alfie, I think I'll just leave Ben Foster to.
What's happened to him? What's happened to him of late though? Because he hasn't since their new manager's come in. He's been just out in the dark, hasn't he? Ben Foster.
I mean, it's working for them though, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's working for him. I mean, yeah, a bit of a calamitous game against us, wasn't it? The goal that they conceded against us in the first game, but
I'm still getting over that mess. I'm kind of say it so many times now with our strikers missing opportunities, which are almost harder to miss. I mean, the Jar one was even harder to miss than that one, but he should score that. And game-changing moments, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, any of it. That's a great ball in. That's a great goal. Oh, is it offside?
Very offside, isn't it? That's very tight.
Oh yeah, I'll have to see it again. Is that Dan Walker on the linesman?
I'm not bothered.
Oh no, he is offside. He's half a yard.
Yeah,
it's a very good call from the linesman. To be fair,
cracking finish.
Lovely finish.
Some of our strikers could learn from possibly, but unfortunately,
that's a great run. Come on, power.
You've only got one player in the box, though. I mean, he's woven.
We've only got one player in the box. We could have had 10 players in the box for that cross.
Yeah, I know. He's so far over the players. You never know what's going to happen with Jacku, mate, don't you? He does a brilliant moment there to set up Puskas for an absolute sitter. And then on the next moment, he hits it out for a throw-in. You're never quite sure, but I do love the because you just know that something can happen, something exciting. Yeah. He's got a big Jimmy Kebby in him, hasn't he? You're never quite sure.
He's got a bit of X factor. I think everyone knows, and he probably knows, he needs to work on his right foot a bit. If he can work on his right foot a bit and just make it a little bit better, so it's a bit more consistent, you know.
I think a fair bit better, quite a bit better.
Yeah, I was being generous.
On his left foot, I trust him to get a good shot against absolutely anyone. Oh, yeah. I have no problems with that.
You need it.
Yeah. Free kick here for us anyway. So quite a way out. Ajari's played it back. We're going to try one of our clever ones, which sometimes works out. So I'm not going to dismiss it. And that was, is that Gibson with the pass there?
It was pretty shoddy.
He's having a shocker, isn't he, tonight? Let's have a look at this miss here from George Puskas. Jacku Matey does brilliantly, plays the ball in. Nah, he's got to score there. Yeah, he has to score there.
Even with the bounce, I think he should finish it. He's 3 yards out.
I mean, you'd be putting your money on it, any front four or any striker midfielder to put that away, wouldn't you? It's
I don't think not playing Zhao is the reason we're losing this match. It's a combination of poor defending from us and quality from Watford. I think that's the difference. Yeah.
By the time Puskás touched the ball, we were 2-0 down. So
not sure.
All right, maybe he touched it once. I don't know. He hadn't had any chance.
Mate's gagging to shoot there. I could see he was trying to build it. And everyone knows he's going to do it, so you can predict it, and that's exactly what he's done.
He's 25 yards from goal, and he's on his left foot. You know.
Yeah. So
everybody though is calling for 2 up top now,
but.
You could see it on 60 minutes, but you're not going to see it before the half, are you? Let's be honest. You know, like we were talking about,
time needs to change the formation, 2 up top.
But I mean, we were talking about it earlier, though, weren't we? You know, what do you do in this? Do you throw caution to the wind? Do you take off a defensive midfielder and bring on another striker? Throw caution to the wind and potentially lose 4-0, or
I mean, for anybody who is suggesting that we go 2 up front, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. Who would you take off if you are to go 2 up front? But then do you leave Renamotor playing like?
We can get at them defensively, though. We have none of them. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. He's giving a free kick against Toby there. That is soft.
He just uses his strength. That's so poor.
That one.
Yeah, so 39-37 right now. That's really good from Josh Lawrence. We've actually played okay in the last 10 minutes, definitely.
Yeah.
But the first 10 minutes really killed us. That was not good enough.
There's spaces opening up, defensively in Watford, but we've got to take advantage of them, and we've not so far,
No. Yeah, we have pulled them back, haven't we? We have pushed them back, haven't we, Dave? But unfortunately, the first 10 minutes have stuffed us. I mean, I'm not sure how quickly.
Is that almost inevitable though when a team goes 2-0 up that they basically just sit back and just go, well, you come and play, come and do something if you want to get back in the game. How many teams once they go 2-0 up really kind of like carry on going for the kill?
I got a lot of time for this point from Chris. Yeah, it looks like he would take any nonsense. You're not coming in. I can imagine him at the old Puna Anar in Reading many, many years ago. Yeah. Not the After Dark. Definitely not the After Dark. The After Dark is a quality place when it was open. I don't think it's open anymore, but obviously not with the COVID. But I mean in normal times.
I think the After Dark, I used to live opposite the After Dark a couple of years ago. It's still open, I think, isn't it?
I think it's shut permanently now. So they scored 2 goals in 2 minutes, didn't they? And 12 and 14, and that is just, yeah.
It's 2 good goals from Sarr, as they show him again. But you look at the defending, it's 2 quality finishes.
I'm not sure it's the. I was going to say, not sure it's the. I don't think we have been a better team, Paul. They've scored 2 goals, so I mean we've looked okay, but we haven't taken our chances. And the first finish was quality, and the second one was good as well. I don't think we can blame Raphael in either of those goals. I mean,
no, definitely not. No.
But I mean, the first one's in the top corner. The second one's absolutely belted in, and it's pretty much in the corner again from Sarr. It's 2 great finishes,
I think, to be perfectly honest, I think Watford, they probably won't win the league, but I think they are probably the best team in the league.
No, I don't believe that. No, not the best team in the league.
We'll
see.
Just won
7-0 the other night.
Yeah, against Huddersfield.
They still did it though. No, I think I see this from Watford fans. They claim they're the best team in the league, but they're not, because whoever has the most points, and I suspect it will be Norwich by the end, is the best team. It's frustrating for them because they seem to have some kind of thing that they're bigger than possibly what they are. But
far better, apparently.
Sorry?
Jack thinks Norwich are far better.
I wouldn't know about far better, but I think they are better. Yeah. You can't tell me a team with Buendia and Campbell. It's just the quality they've got in their team. And Pookie up front, that is better than Watford.
Yeah. And you look at how many points they are ahead as well. They're not there purely on luck.
The difference is not as much as you would think. The difference
I think it's 6 points tonight, isn't it, if they win?
No, it's less than that. Is it not? It must be less than that if they win.
I'm not sure, Tommy. I don't think it's that many. I don't think.
One question I've got. I know this is a Reading watch-along. Given that these 2 teams are probably going to be the ones who get promoted, in reality, Watford and Norwich, which of them will fare better in the Premier League next year?
Watford, because they spend more money.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Norwich just go for a sustainable model, don't they? They will. If they go down, they'll come back up in 2 or 3 seasons' time, and they know that because of the model of club that they are and the way that they run the club. I know you can never say you can't look 2-3 years in the future, but I mean you could probably put a safe bet on them coming back up if they go back down again. And then they never spend big. A lot of Watford fans probably would like to, but yeah.
Right. Come on, let's get a goal here before half time. That would be...
Joe, you're right. Gibson has not played great in all honesty.
It's a nice little run that from Ovie. We've still got it on the edge of the box. Oh, Gibson.
Don't do that, Gibson. Don't do that. He's trying to make up for previous errors there, isn't he? I mean, he hasn't got a decent shot on him, but don't do do that there. There's no need.
I mean, as soon as he was
Lewis Gibson, he's very determined to shoot. And I don't actually think he's actually got a goal for Reading. Certainly not with his foot from distance.
And I don't think he's going to get a shot. You know, as soon as he was shaping up for the shot, I mean, I was already bloody seeing it going in Rose Head. It didn't go row Z, it went about row Y. But
Alfie, I don't think there's any dates on either of those yet. Kanovic keeps on talking about these players, but here come Reading forward. Come on. Come
getting
on.
bodies forward, though, there's chances that are coming. Ovi's got some freedom as well.
Yeah. Just want to see.
Poor cross.
Oh.
Poor cross release.
What was that?
Straight into the keeper's hands. Who is the Watford goalkeeper now, actually? Is he a young player?
The back of his shirt in a second here, probably. If Sky deliver us anything. If that's what we pay the money for, isn't it?
True. Never even seen him. He reminds me a lot of Emmy. I don't know if it's just because he's number 26.
Yeah.
Come on, Yak. Come on, Yak. Come on.
Oh! Yaku, right foot.
Why is he trying to put down the near post? Stick it across the keeper.
He's absolutely raging there, Paunovic, isn't he?
So,
We've had chances to get back in this game.
Chances.
He's done really well. He's gone past him brilliantly, and then he doesn't take it. That's fantastic skill to get past him. I mean,
it's that wonderful right foot of his, isn't it?
He's got nothing.
Never know what you're going to get.
He can't.
That was really
chances.
He's got a dinker, hasn't he? There, really, and he's never going to do that with his right foot. If that was on his left,
I think
I
opportunity.
just don't. If that's on his left, he puts it across the keeper, and it's probably 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, would you think about potentially switching Ovi and Yak for the second half? So Ovi's on his right and Yak's on his left because both can be
forward anyway. So I'm gonna. That's out, surely. Yeah.
I
think Sky. I was saying here from Jack here, Sky are absolutely right. Sarr scores one of those chances that we've had now, doesn't he? He either scores the Puskas one or the Mate one. And we just don't have. I fancy Puskas to score that one, but the Mate one is right foot. No.
Yeah, but I think Sky say that about Sarr. I mean, I'd put my money on Ovi, on Elise, on Yak, on anyone, on Zhao. I'd put money on Puskas putting that chance away. Anyone really, you'd put money on. It's such a cliche that Sky.
Yeah, it's fallen. Well, I mean, guys, it's such a weird thing because he goes past him brilliantly.
Yeah, but he's put it onto his right foot. The one time you want him to cut into his left foot, and he probably would score there.
I guess there is a little bit of hope in the fact that since
we are pushing. I do agree with this to an extent. We are pushing now. It does the game doesn't feel completely dead and buried.
No, it doesn't. No, we've definitely had chances.
We still need a
Come on, Andy. Come on, Andy. Oh, chance again.
I think he has to cross that one, doesn't he?
He has to cross. Yeah, I mean, there was bodies in between, but.
I guess it's easier to say, isn't it? I mean, it's better to have a shot than no shot, but it didn't feel quite right, that did it?
Come on. Nice pressing. Come on, one last chance. Come on, Elise.
Go on.
Oh, it's deflected.
Even that. Oh, it could have gone in that, couldn't it?
Quickly, he's blowing the half-time whistle.
Yeah.
Blowing the half-time whistle.
A frustrating half there for Reading. They're trailing 2-0. Watford showing their quality early on with 2 finishes from Sarr. Unfortunately, defensively, poor. Very poor for the 2 goals. But 2 brilliant strikes there from Sarr. Raphael could do nothing about it. Sum it up, Matt, quickly. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Key players make key plays, and that's what Sarr's done tonight. I mean, we finished the half well. Hopefully we can, if we can continue the second half in that vein, we might have a chance, but it's a big ask. It's a massive ask. So, 2-0 down away from home, you never really fancy a comeback, but let's just hope.
What are you saying about that then, Alex?
Yeah, Matt's right, isn't he? I mean, we're basically hoping that Reading can get back into it now. I don't think it's completely over, but Watford are clearly a very, very good side. We are pushing. We've had chances, but you've got to take chances if you're going to be playing against these top sides. And at the moment, we just haven't.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge chance there for George Puskas, wasn't there, Matt? I mean, you'd really hope he's going to take that one. That's kind of, if he could have an ideal chance, that would be it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and his movement's brilliant. You know, everything he does is very good. And I mean, we've seen it before with Puskas, isn't it? Everything that he does is very good up until he actually takes the shot. You know, he's had a tendency, like Zhao has this season, to fluff the easier chances. Sadly, he's done that again tonight. You know, you would have put your money on anyone scoring that chance, really. You know, Puskas, you would have put money on scoring it, and he's just not come up with it. Same with Yak later in the half.
Yeah, so Alex, yeah, another one there for Mate on his right foot. If that's on his left, you really fancy him to score, don't you?
Yeah, the one just before half time. I mean, decision making has never been Yaku Mate's, strong point necessarily. But it's disappointing to see him try and hit it at the near side of the keeper. If he sets it to the far side, I think he's got a chance.
Yeah, well, we're still in this game, just about. Obviously, there is a third opportunity that Watford did think they'd scored and taken the game completely away, but actually was given offside, and that was correct one. If we can manage to get that first goal of the second half, I definitely think there's an opportunity there. Will we see substitutions? Will we see Lucas Zhao come on? I'm not sure we're going to see that straight away, maybe with about 20, 25 minutes to go. But I do think we could get that goal. And I'm going to be optimistic. I don't know why. Why not? Let's just say that we are going to get that goal and come back into it. We'll see how it goes, the map. But I'm going to go off for a moment, and I'll be back in a minute. Cheers.
Oh, it's just left us high and dry.
Sort the graphics now.
Sam is here. Biggest half-time team. The biggest half-time. This is a tongue twist. Half-time team talk of the season. Is this the biggest one or not?
I don't think so. You know, I mean, if it's 1-0, I think it's a lot more crucial. You know, at 2-0 down, like we've said, we're hoping for a change. We're not thinking we're going to change it. You know, your chance of changing it 2-0 is very slim. Like, yes, he's got to do something to change something. But I mean, let's be honest. We finished the half well. You know, we finished it well. If we can keep up those levels at the start of the second half, nick a goal before 55, 60 minutes, we've got a chance of getting a point. But I think
the first 10, 15 minutes are going to be crucial, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think the worst thing will be if you get to 60, 65 minutes and it's still 2-0. You see it all the time with player performances, don't you? You know, their head starts to drop, the effort levels just drop slightly because of the psychological element of it. You know, the likelihood of getting something is much slimmer. You know we can, but I mean, you start thinking, can you change something at halftime? I don't really think there's a point of changing at halftime. I think it'd be more a panic substitution to change something at halftime to bring a Zhao on or something, because we've played well at the end of the first half. You know, we brought this back, and it's not been going forwards that really has been the issue. Yes, we've missed some chances.
There's a lot of positivity, in all honesty, coming in the comments here. System is working. We could easily be one or two. I mean, we've probably had more chances. You know, we've had 11 attempts in the first half. We probably should have scored by this point. John's right. The next goal is massive, like just absolutely huge. George, the system is working. It is working. We're creating chances. You know, if you don't fall apart for 2 minutes defensively there, Reading are probably winning.
I mean, tonight's one for the XG lovers. I think Watford, it just said, was 0.29, and we're 1.45. So,
yeah, well,
I mean, I'm sure a lot of that is
chances. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
we should have scored by this point.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
you can't get around it, can you?
Nail his chance.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I think we're going to have to discuss Lewis Gibson a bit, aren't we?
Yeah. No, I think you're always going to. Watching the first goal back, I think the first goal's tough to really blame on him. Really, you know, I think you're much more looking at the closing down of Saar, because you give Saar as much space as he got on the edge of the box. You know, yes, you've got to be disciplined, and I think that's what Moore's trying to do in both the first and the second goal. Try and be disciplined. Don't pull yourself out of position. But when Saar's got 3 yards of space on the edge of your box, you've got to do something. You know, you can't just.
he has the
can't just
quality
leave
to
him,
shoot,
yeah.
doesn't he? He has the quality to hit it.
Exactly. And he lets him on both
if
times.
you give him the space, he's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like the most frustrating thing is he does it twice. Like I think Moore does it twice where he's trying to almost be too disciplined. He doesn't want to put himself out.
Back, doesn't he? He tries to sit off, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Which you just can't do. You can't do at this level. You know, when you've got players like Sarr, like you say, they're going to shoot. They're more than likely going to fashion something from it as well because of it. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating it happens twice. They're showing the Puskas chance again now, and it doesn't get any better, does it? The more you see it, let's be honest. I mean, Elise does fantastically. It's a brilliant run from Elise.
It's a great run, isn't it? Yeah, and his vision to find Mate is really good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're showing the Mate one again. Cuts it out brilliantly. Nice piece of skill to get past the player, and he just. Oh man! If only that's on his left. If only it's on his left. It's not a bad shot for his right foot standards, I know, but I mean, still, you're hoping he scores that, aren't you? So, but
it's just Bournemouth playing Millwall tomorrow, Matt. Obviously, we're looking for a Millwall victory.
Are Millwall home?
Bournemouth are playing Coventry tomorrow. I don't know where I got Bournemouth playing Millwall from. Bournemouth playing Coventry, Barnsley are playing Borough. So we're looking for Middlesbrough, who are away and not in great form, to pick up something against Barnsley.
Yeah. And they're pretty much out of the race, aren't they? Sorry?
Do you see anything there for us? Do you think Middlesbrough are better to do us a favour?
Again, I think you're more hoping, aren't you, than...
I mean, they got a draw against Watford last weekend at home. They're not a terrible side. Yeah. And let's be honest, if Middlesbrough don't win tomorrow, their playoff dreams are over. And realistically, they're quite slim as it is.
I was going to say they're pretty much over as they are. But I mean, if you want someone to do you a favour and get you a result, I know Colin doesn't really like it's terminology too, but I mean, it's
fan, isn't he?
No, but I mean, if you want someone to get a result against someone, it's a Colin side, isn't it? Let's be honest. You know, the things he can do to shut up shots and grind out results. You know, it's. But I think we're hoping more than expecting. You know, I'm expecting 3 points for Barnsley, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I don't really see Coventry. I don't see Coventry doing us any favours against Bournemouth, particularly tomorrow either.
It'd be nice to think they would, but given what they did to us in there.
So you know where I've got Millwall from? Millwall are playing Swansea, who are also, Swansea are
they're plummeting. How are they? They're only 3 points above us, though, aren't they?
They are only 3 points above us. Yes, I believe that's right.
Which, I mean, they're bang out of form at the moment. If they lose next week tomorrow to Millwall again, I mean, it pulls them into the playoff race. You know, we could easily catch them. We've still got to play them, don't we, Swansea?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I mean, it's but again, we're hoping. What we need to do is just focus on ourselves, and get the results. If we get the results, we go. We're in the playoffs. It's sort out what you can sort out. Yes, we got the toughest running, but I mean, we got the running with all the teams around us. Maybe not on the Watford and Norwich side of things, but you control the things you can control, and they're the games you play, and not looking at
exactly right. Teams you can only control your own games at this point.
Exactly. It's a good point that one winning.
It is only one win in 5, but we can spin them any way we want. Like if Reading lose today, we've only lost 2 in the last 9. So we can spin them however we want.
It's the brilliant thing about
stats. The stats are going to say wherever you want them to stay, I think, really.
Yeah.
You know who I'm going to blame the first half on here, by the way, is Mr. Shea Vegas Royal, who I'm sure is not sitting outside on Friday night on his patio and is probably cost us today. So if you're not sitting outside, get yourself outside, sit on the patio for the second half. We all appreciate it.
I'm sure everything will turn around. It works. We've seen it all season.
Rob, yeah, I think Rob's here. Rob's right. It was a really strange half of football, in all honesty. Reading had a massive amount of chances. Definitely could be level, and yet we find ourselves 2-0 down.
Yeah,
Everton youngsters are cursed. No one wants to see us linked with any Everton youngsters ever again. Don't worry. I don't think Everton are going to send us any players, if I'm honest. After Virginia's loan last season and Gibson's played, 6 games this year, I think, for us, 7 games?
Yeah, but
I can't see them jumping into bed to send us players again.
He's been quite injured, though, hasn't he, this year?
Paul's still on mute. He has no idea. The curse of the old man on Twitter, on technology here. He's still on mute and he hasn't realised.
I get it with it. I get it. Oh God, somebody shoot me.
How many Brewdogs have you had tonight?
Not enough. But seeing that and saying Gibson and Everton won't give us any more youngsters. Come on, if Puskas scores that goal or Mate scores that goal, exactly, we're going into a very different half time, aren't we? All of a sudden, we're only one goal behind. We'd have the momentum. And Watford would be worried. Just looking through quickly on Twitter, and Watford fans are really confused by that first half as well. They're saying that offensively, they're one of their best of the season, but defensively, they look a shambles. This is what I just see on Twitter. I don't know whether that's a valid, kind of like balanced argument, but they seem quite worried. And a lot of them saying that they were happy half time had actually been blown up there because we were, bizarrely, you'd say the better team in that first half, which, look at the scoreline, doesn't make any sense at all, but so frustrated when you look back at it and just think, just switch on for that first 15 minutes.
Well, we were discussing it, and I don't know what your thoughts are on it, Paul. But I mean, I think Moore's he's almost caught. He's trying to be too disciplined in the first few goals, in the first couple, because he's trying to sit off. He's trying to sit off to not put himself out of position, but in doing so, he pretty much.
Liam Moore has done what Tom Holmes did a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
I've seen Liam Moore do that before, though. He sits off too much. Yeah.
Well, Tom Holmes got quite out of position, and we slammed Tom Holmes for getting quite out of position.
Well, I would say.
And Liam Moore hasn't been quite out of position, but he hasn't made a decision to go to the ball or go and mark in the area. Basically, I'm not blaming Liam Moore because, frankly, it's a very tough decision to make, and he's been been let down by the fact that the left back has been beaten too easily.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is a Watford fan here saying that we've been excellent, just not the quality of finishing. And to be honest, if it was going to fall to Mate and Puskas, you'd feel relatively confident that you'd get one of those, would end up in the back of the net, wouldn't you? Especially the Puskas one. But I guess we have to move on. We've got a whole new half coming up in a moment here. And first goal, key. Just don't come out as sloppy as you did in the first half, and then it's game over. And then we've basically got 45 minutes where we just don't concede loads of bloody goals, which would be really depressing. We're now back at Vicarage Roads. They're bringing on a substitute here. I would suggest it would be someone who's going to have a bit more control in midfield. Chalobah's going off, so he looked like he got an injury in the first half as well, actually.
Just lined up for kickoff, Paul, if you want to fast forward.
Yeah, cool. I like that. Get out there, Andy.
Watford have got the kickoff. Yeah. And we are underway for the second half. Reading need a big performance if we're going to pick up a point.
Yeah, we do. We need a huge
one. The understatement of the century.
We all appreciate it here at Elm Park Royals that you are sitting out in the cold on this Friday night.
Oh, yeah. Massive effort there. And if we do win, I will, I don't know what I'll do. I'll be happy. And that's about it.
Paul was so close to sending you some free beer there, but he couldn't commit to it.
No, it wasn't that close.
Expected goals being shown again. What a lovely sight.
I think he always looks fired up, Jack. The man looks like he's borderline ready to take someone out in every single match, which is fine. I mean, he's had a fantastic first season, whatever happens. I mean, we're 6th in the league. From where we were, it would essentially the same team. it's a transformation. People could say it's because Lucas Giles been fit all season, but that would be a cynical point of view, wouldn't it? But let's see.
It's interesting that Chalobah came off. I'm guessing that's partly to do with the fact that we did kind of not dominate, but we didn't. They didn't really have much of a hold in midfield, did they?
I think he go down with an injury as well. Oh, we've played some good stuff tonight. Didn't Pavlovic play 100 matches? I think I saw something the other day that he played. Yeah, he played quite a few matches, didn't he?
I don't even know what. Does anyone know what position Pavlovic played?
I think he was central midfielder.
Yes,
central midfielder. I should probably know that, given it's our manager. But
it doesn't really different, does it? Really? I mean, he's not going to play there now, is he? So
I don't know. Maybe we could do a job in central midfield for us. You know, Swift's still injured.
Well, I think the injury he got in training probably shows he's not quite up to football anymore, doesn't it?
I mean, he recovered quite quick, though, didn't he? So
he did, but it wouldn't be much use. I mean, maybe that would be a John Swift-esque replacement. Somebody just gets injured. So frustrating with Swift because he's a really good player.
Can I just interject something? At least Bless him just went up. Oh, don't tell me he's injured.
Don't.
I was just he got absolutely annihilated by Sanchez there. I mean, bless him. He went up for a header. He was never going to win it because Sanchez is about 10 feet taller than him. And he just gets battered down at least.
Yeah, nice little elbow there as well. Did you see that?
I did actually see the elbow. No,
a little bit of an elbow there from Sanchez. Yeah. I know it's part of the game, isn't it? You got to get used to that.
Yeah. You got to challenge on them anyway, don't you? So, but yeah.
All our forward players in midfield have been okay, I'd say today. I don't think any of them have played poorly.
Yeah.
You look at the chances, but defensively, not great.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't really think any of our forwards have played badly, but we should have scored. And that's the problem. We haven't taken chances again, right?
Yeah. No, you're right. And that is a key part, obviously. Up until scoring. Okay. I think that was
a critical point, unfortunately.
It's quite a big one. I have to agree. Yeah, it is quite a vital one. Yeah, you can try and take all the positives you want out of it, but if you don't actually score, it's meaningless. Yeah. I wouldn't say playing around with it at the back. We've just got possession at the back. Oh, he's offside there. That was close. Nice pass from Tom Holmes into Mate there, but he must have come back from an offside position.
Yeah, warming up.
Big 90 seconds, though, wasn't it, Shea Vegas? A big 90 seconds, unfortunately. It's a bit like saying our defence played well in the playoff final against Swansea, apart from the 3 goals that we let in. I know what you're saying, though, Shea Vegas.
So we saw Zhao warming up a minute or two ago, though. When do you think, if we do? When do you think we see him?
65. I think we go for it. I don't think we're like, well, if it's still 2-0, if it's 3-0, you might reassess.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because if we stop creating for the next 10 minutes, then do you really want to do that?
Like if we stop creating in the next 10 minutes, you bring him on at half past. What am I talking about? On 60 minutes. I just can't get this gas.
A bold shout.
We need. Oh, is that a Watford fan in the chat by any chance?
Yeah, I think that is not a Watford fan. I've seen him on Twitter and I've seen him on here. Yeah,
we need.
No, he's the man. He's going to save us, isn't he, Malik? Yeah, he's going to take us to the Premier League. He's going to come in and score 10 goals now.
I mean, in all fairness, if Baldock is to get us a goal in the playoffs, I don't even know why Baldock would be on the field. But if Baldock was to get a goal in the playoffs, then would anybody ever criticise Sam Baldock's time at Reading?
No.
Again.
No.
And it would also mean we had a very successful end to the season as well. So I'd be very happy anyway. So
yeah, I want to hear goal in Berkshire, Omar. So yeah. Aging like fine wine, Malik. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That is exactly how I would describe Sam Baldock. Oh, he does try. He does try. He's just not quite up to the level, is he, at the moment?
Not anymore, anyway.
No, I don't
Slightly
think so.
past it.
No problem with him, though. He's just not quite good enough, is he? But having said that, could he have done any worse with that chance for Puskas and Jow at Barnsley? Probably not.
I don't think anyone could have. Let's be honest. I think those two were the only. Like
He
those.
should be playing, though.
Yeah.
That does not mean I think he should be playing at all.
No.
But
I think when you think about it, let's be honest. Those two in those two moments were probably the only two moments they were ever going to miss those chances. You give them another 10 of those chances and they put them away. Like it's just.
so what would you say the time is then, Alex? Then on yours, 51,
52, 53, 203, 52:05 now.
okay.
My timer seems to be off by about 6-7 seconds.
Yeah, I'm on now on 12, 13, 14. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in time though. Alfie, the second tier podcast, in all honesty, the interview with Mark Bowen was quite interesting. If anybody hasn't gone out and listened to it yet, Watford have got a free kick here just before I take it. Go and listen to the second tier podcast interview with Mark Bowen. It is actually a very interesting listen. One of the takeaways that I had, just as Watford knock it across here, and it's out for a goal kick. One of the takeaways I had was that George Puskas was. I don't feel like George Puskas was a Bowen signing while he was technical director. You can tell from the way that he discusses George Puskas on that podcast that he was definitely forced onto Reading.
Yeah, I think we've all worked out that was signed by an agent. There's multiple.
Not only was it signing by an agent, but Reading certainly rushed that signing. From what Bowen said, he said that there wasn't much in the way of due diligence or prep done on him. That's just taken in by Raphael there and out to Lewis Gibson on the left.
Oh,
that's not a good challenge. Being a Royal from Brighton, Chris, very happy when Baldock came to us after seeing what he did for Brighton.
Yeah, I was very happy when he signed as well. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that I wasn't happy when he signed at all because, I wasn't saying he was going to be our best ever striker, but I thought that's a fine, it's an okay signing. It's not a terrible one at all. So, yeah, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, I know these players weren't going to really work for us, but no, sometimes you can sign a player and you think they're going to be good and everything looks like they should work out, but it just doesn't fit, does it? When we signed Vidra looked like a really good signing.
I do think with Sam Baldock though, when he just
Ajari's being outrageous here. Sorry, Matt, but Ajari's had a good game again.
Yeah. No, he's been great of late, and it's good to see. We just need to turn these good performances into results right now, don't we?
No one's going to remember good performances at the end of the season if we finish outside the playoffs, unfortunately.
That's true, but he did play really well against QPR, picked up a point there, picked up a point against Barnsley when he scored the goal, and he also played well against Derby as well when we picked up 3 points. So I think he's been, in the last month or so, he's been our best player.
It's certainly been up there.
Yeah, I could definitely see an argument for that. Who else can you see us selling if we don't get promoted, apart from Elise?
I wouldn't bet on our owner selling anyone. He's a complete lunatic. He doesn't seem to believe in financial fair play.
And I don't think money is really trying to balance the books is part of.
Here we go. Come on, mate. Play a good pass here to Ajari.
Look to Gibson.
Out wide.
Is he going to? Yeah, we're going to risk it and give it to Gibson.
Oh,
yeah, that was a risk.
Just over the top of this.
And Lauren.
Oh, he's lost out there, Josh Lauren. That's a poor area.
I have to say, Josh Lauren, I don't think has had a great game today.
No, he hasn't.
He's probably been the worst of the lot, and he's had a rough few weeks, hasn't he? In all honesty, his performance has dipped a little bit. He's still running his socks off, but he's played a lot of football. I just think it's slightly showing right now, really, at the intensity levels that Laurent plays at. It's so hard to maintain what he's done for a whole season. But But yeah,
always lining them up, Alfie. Just wait and see. Hopefully there will be one at some point soon. We just have to wait and see. It's finalising these things is never straightforward. Yeah, well, both those players are leaving, aren't they? Thankfully. I mean, yeah, it's weird, isn't it, with the Aluko situation? He has been better this season. There's no doubt on that. I know you've got his shirt there, and I know you're a big fan of the Aluko. But I don't know.
Is Aluko out of contract this season, or is it next season?
Yeah, this season.
This season.
This season, aren't they? Baldock and Aluko.
Yeah. So we'll have two big earners off the wage bill who aren't really first team players.
Yeah,
Gone.
I mean, yeah. I never keep thinking that Baldock would have been a high earner, but he must be right up there.
Yeah,
like with the contract, it would have been. I think anyone that we signed in the wrong Gaulle era, you could probably whack on the top 5 of our.
Yeah, they're just massive earners, aren't they?
It's just ridiculous. It's like, yes, he came from Chelsea. It would have worked at a club like Chelsea, but you're not at a club like Chelsea, you know. So,
Ron Gourlay is the man if you work in the office or somewhere and they're going to decide what your new wages are. He's the man you want, isn't he? He's the man.
I mean,
He's the guy.
I would love to renegotiate my work contract with him.
Yeah, you would,
£1,000 a week for Mr.
You go in and say, "Oh, I'll take 7-8%," and it's say, "No, have 15."
No, more. I want to keep you. I want to get. You know what? Not 5 years, 20 years. There you go. You're staying.
You'd be like, "Yeah, but can we really afford this?" Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
You worry about doing your job. You worry about that. I'll worry about the money.
Yeah. One thing I will say about this game is we haven't recreated anything in this half. Watford have broken it down and stopped us from doing anything much better in the first 13 minutes of this half. As I say, that Elise has an opportunity. That is so it's so
that's got to be a foul.
Should be a free kick.
Awful.
He pulled Elise down.
He does an amazing bit of skill, but then he doesn't.
But he gets pulled back. How is the ref not given a foul there?
Yeah, I mean that should be a free kick. I'm not quite sure
why the ref hasn't
comes back. Who do we sign if we can keep? I'm assuming you mean if we can't keep the top guys at the club at the moment. I mean, I think the two obvious positions that we're going to have to sign are a left back and a winger over summer.
We need a striker. We need a better striker backup more because at the moment, it's just there's too much of a drop off.
Between now and Puskas?
Yeah, I think over a whole season, if you would have played Puskas their whole season, I don't think we'd have as many goals as Lucas João. I just don't think so.
Puskas won't play a whole season there. So
but just say if João was out injured.
But you're not gonna sign someone. You're not gonna sign someone as good as Puskas as a backup. I mean, is pretty much as good.
You say that, but like I said about 5 minutes ago, our owner's an absolute nutter.
The problem is we can make the same argument about any club in the league, right? If Norwich had
with a chance to shoot, no. Yeah, I guess so. I just would love to see
if you lose your best player, it's difficult. If Lucas and Ajaria stay, who do we add? Yeah, I mean a left back, a winger.
Definitely a left back. Yeah,
a left back and a winger is the two. Yeah, a winger either side, really.
And I think we need a kind of cover for John Swift because he's always injured. We need someone who can rotate that position. Yeah. So probably 3 or 4 players. I don't think we need loads. I don't think we're going to have to go in. We don't need to.
We need 2 or 3 players, though. We need 2 or 3 players who can actually come in and play in the first team, I think, and not be youngsters. Yeah, the game is kind of fizzling out, Jack. I think you're right. It is. Reading,
we need something to happen.
That sub by Watford pretty much has killed that, and combined with half time has pretty much killed the game at the minute. We just haven't been able to get forwards whatsoever.
Well, I'd say missing those chances has killed us, hasn't it? That's what the issue is.
I mean, since half time, no, we just haven't really done anything.
I think I
disagree with this. Is it really 100% on the manager? I mean, earlier on, people killed Lewis Gibson for making 2 individual mistakes.
I don't think we can just pin it all on the manager because we don't also know what Omar Rich's fitness is really. Just because he comes out in the week says he's fine, and that doesn't necessarily mean that he really is. I know Villajaria, technically a really good player. Is he the best? No, I don't think so.
I think he's probably one of the best that I've seen.
One of the best, but you
I
can't
would
put
put
him
him in the
above
top 2
Gylfi.
or
His
3.
end product is way better with Gylfi.
Yeah, but Sam is talking technically gifted. I'm assuming he means just on the ball, right? Like, as a player, no, Ajaria is not the best player I've ever seen. But technically, on the ball, with actual just ball skills, I would probably put him in the top, probably top 2 or 3 alongside Gylfi. And I mean, I think Kitson was very, very good personally, technically.
Another player I'd say is Drenthe. Just on technical ability, you got to say he was fantastic. But
Not a very good player, though.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
Lucas João is coming on.
João and Richards, it looks like, I think. So it'll probably be Gibson. Would you probably bring Mate off, go 2 up top? Puskas?
No,
it's going to be Puskas or Mate.
You've got to take a defensive midfielder off, I think.
I don't think you're going to be very happy, Paul. I think it's going to be Puskas, I think.
Yeah.
If I do that, I don't think I would do that tonight. But if Lucas João scores a goal, who really cares? So
if Lucas João scores 2 goals, we'll all be pleased.
Oh, if Lucas João scores 2 goals, no, I'm not going to say anything stupid that I'm going to do. I'm not going to say that. What kind of thoughts going through my head there?
We all know that Paul will be down at Waitrose later on.
Not for a draw. No. Oh, got away with that, Lauren. That was lucky. Wow.
Change has got to be made.
He's had a risky night, Josh Lauren. Even from the first minute, he hasn't looked quite right.
Yeah, he's not had a great game, Lauren, in all honesty.
That was close. Yeah, we could do with one of those.
Yeah, but that's Puskas off for João, and it looks like it's going to be Gibson.
It has to be Gibson. It's got to be Gibson.
We could definitely do with a phantom goal. That is what we need. Where is Stuart Atwell? We need him on that pitch right now to give us that phantom goal. It was so beautiful.
Yeah,
looking more and more like Gareth McCleary there, Omar Richards.
He does. It's the I don't know what's called braids.
It's like the tash and the hair, isn't it? The combination.
Yeah. Well, it's what Elise has been doing that more of late, hasn't he? The little 2 ponytails on the back, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
If you didn't see their photo shoot together, it's a cracker. It's very 90s, so is all I can say.
It is a bit deflating, this game, isn't it, Greg? Because you're right, it's individual errors, and we've actually played quite well. I don't think Watford have outclassed us, apart from like 90 seconds. But I guess that is the difference. But
that's the problem, though, isn't it?
Work it out this game. It's odd. Yeah, I can't see us being in the top 6 this time tomorrow. I'll be very surprised if we are.
We were talking about this at half time. Coventry need to do us a favour. And
Borough need to do us a favour.
Yeah.
Grogsy, Watford fan, we haven't been great. I would probably agree with you. You haven't been great.
No. But you've got the quality, haven't you, to kind of like score those 2 goals. And that's the difference. Sarr's a quality player.
It's handball.
Surely handball that.
I thought he was going to let that run for a minute, but
I think Watford are going to get automatic regardless anyway. I've got no issue with Watford. I mean, there's nothing between the 2 clubs at all, is there? So,
I mean, them and Norwich have been in a different league this second half of the season, haven't they? The way they've kicked on, the gap they're both of them have now established with everyone else. It's chalk and cheese, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I'm with Shay Vegas. I would have gone with 2 up top there, but
yeah. I guess you can still do that with Yak, to be fair, can't you? You can play him as a second striker. So, you could have probably made an argument to take off either Puskas or Mate, I think, after, both misses first half and the way they did. So
I think Yak probably offers a little bit more.
Oh, God, João comes on.
It feels a little bit like, I have to say, when Watford are in possession of the ball, that we are chasing shadows a little bit.
Yeah, and we it's interesting. We're not fully pressing or anything, are we? There's not a huge amount of urgency here. We were talking about if we don't get a goal after 60, 65 minutes, head's starting to drop, and I'm kind of seeing it now. Zhao's running around a little bit, which I mean is quite a hold in itself, but everyone else
is an interesting question, I think. Do we really want the players going up, not destroyers? I mean, yes, but the money is too good for any club to turn down getting promoted.
Definitely.
We could go up and come back down with 10 points and have the worst Premier League season ever, and yet it would still be a huge benefit to Reading.
We'd get blitzed in the Premier League. Let's not pretend we would, even if we signed.
Great tackle by Holmes.
Yeah, Holmes has played quite well, actually.
To be perfectly honest, Frost, I'll just end it here and just say, you always want the playoffs, right? You can't turn it down because you just don't know when it will come around again.
Exactly.
No, you don't.
Like, you can't. Like, anyone that says, "Oh, I don't want to go up this season," you're lying to yourself. I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't pick and choose when you're going up. You know, that's just ridiculous.
I give an example of Norwich. Norwich were pretty poor in the Premier League last season, apart from the first couple of months.
Come on, Billy. Come on.
Then look what they've gained from it financially. They've been sensible, and now they're going to go back up again, and they're probably in a much better position.
Exactly, yeah, and I mean, the money it will give you. I mean, Fulham have been a prime example as well. The money it's given them, they were able to spend in the Premier League. They came back down, they went back up. You know, you don't turn down the opportunity to go up, no matter how poor you are. If you finish a season only winning 1-0 every game or scrapping through a game, you take it because it gets you the money. It gets you where you need to be to sustain yourself for the next 5 years. It's like anyone that says really that no, it's not a good idea to go up, will get hammered. It's no, you can't pick and choose.
Another good run there from Ovie Ajari. We've got a free kick, a fair bit outside the area, but he's been good. Trying to work out the players so far that are being good, and there's quite a lot of them. I'm not seeing 5s or 4s from most of the players. Most of them are getting 7s. I would say 6 or 7s at least.
I think you're being a little kind.
With quite a lot of them. I think Ovie's been good.
I think they've been good. 7 out of 10, maybe a bit kind.
Okay. All right, then 6s then. Holmes has been decent.
Yeah. Okay. 6 is probably fair. I think
Raphael,
7 is
you've got to give him a 6 because he's had nothing to do apart from the 2 goals, which he could do nothing about.
I think the thing is when you got players all playing at 6 out of 10, you're not going to beat a team like Watford, though, are you?
No, you're not. I agree. I agree, but it hasn't been a shocking display. It's not one of those that's you come away from it. And, let's see what happens in the next 25 minutes. It could go either way. But I'm not thinking, oh, this is awful. It's going to wreck confidence because I don't think that's the situation at the moment.
I think it'll be deflating. It'll be deflating for everyone, the players, the fans, because, it's not in our hands anymore. We're looking over at other teams to do us favours. But
I mean, it's not been our hands for a couple of weeks, though, has it?
No.
True. Well, since the Barnsley game, we didn't win that game. We had to win that game with the chances we had. That was the chance. That was the chance to keep it in our hands, really. And we did.
There was other games there, wasn't that way before that? It was the killer month, wasn't it? In March.
True,
the Wigan game was in that. There was games where we really should have picked up points, but we look now back at the game against Birmingham, and they have beaten or picked up points against so many teams at the top. Yeah. So maybe that actually wasn't such a bad performance.
I mean, to me, the biggest game of the season, I would almost, I'm not going to quite say that a result that tonight was impossible or anything, but the biggest game of the season is the Swansea game for me. If we beat Swansea, we've got a really good chance of making the playoffs still, because it's one game that 3 weeks ago everybody had written off as a loss, and all of a sudden, Swansea are only 3 points above us.
Here comes the list. It's on target, but it's very, very easy for the goalie to save that. That's a
bit too far out, not enough power, not enough direction, to be honest.
We've dropped too many points in games where we've just kind of turned up and looked complacent in. Wickham earlier in the season, Birmingham at home earlier in the season, even Preston at home.
And how has that ended up over there?
Gone well wide.
How on earth that is? I mean, we've talked about let-offs this night, but it's an interesting finish, that header from Watford's number 7.
I'm not sure what he's done. Yeah, what was that? That was a brilliant clearance.
No idea what he tried to do with that.
He's trying to play a 1-2 with a crosser.
Cracking bit of heading.
Cracking header,
lovely defensive clearance, that is. Big fan of that.
Keep doing that all night. Preferably do that down your own end and put it into your own net. That would be very helpful.
Just come back, Sam. You missed us talking about Ajaria. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, we agreed he is one of the best technical players that we've seen, but Yeah, there's a few contenders up
Amazing.
there. I put
We've
Guild in there. You put
Kitson,
Trent.
Sigurdsson, and Ajaria, Sam, as the kind of the agreed top three, but we have differing views on who's top.
I want to know where you went, Sam. That is just poor dedication.
What a tackle from Yeardom that is. Oh, what another tackle that is. That is crunching from Yeardom. Two absolutely full-blooded challenges.
Are we going to get a goal here tonight? Come on.
It seems unlikely. We haven't created a chance in the second half.
It's all gone flat. It's all gone flat. Let's be honest. You know, the last 15 minutes, it's just nothing.
Yeah, no respect to that, Sam.
Cheers, Sam.
I can understand that. I'm not sure on Stella though, as a drink. I'm not sure on that one. That was a drink that I used to have years ago. Here's a fine. I'm thinking about it. Here's a fine beverage. Yeah.
Talking of drink. Has anybody sorted themselves to go out to a pub next week? Anybody?
I haven't.
In
fact,
chat?
no.
I haven't personally. I've got something lined up at the end of the month. That's it.
Is this pub related or something else?
No, pub related. Pub related.
I don't know. You could have had something else lined up, Alex. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we're getting really frustrated now.
Elise looks so frustrated there.
What we don't want to see here is a stupid bookings or a sending off from a frustrated player.
Absolutely.
Because I could see it happening because they're pissed off, aren't they? Because they've given the game away in the space of 2 minutes, essentially.
Yeah.
Apart from that 2 minutes, it's been
okay.
Yeah, it's been okay. I mean, Watford, I've definitely steadied the ship completely in the second half, but have they had a chance? I mean, I'm saying this as the end.
I mean, they had the offside goal, let's not forget.
Yeah, but not in the second half.
No, not in the second half. Yeah, the game has very much been killed off in the second half by both teams. Liam Kelly's an interesting outside shout for a technical player. I can remember him scoring that free kick from outside the area in a youth game where he tees it up and volleys it himself.
Liam Kelly scored some really good goals. Yeah.
I mean,
underrated. A long way out.
Luku season. I'm all for it.
I mean,
if anyone's going to do anything, right?
Yeah.
That's good play there from Watford.
What do we need to go out there? Just outside the area.
Toying with us.
But I mean, that would have been a great goal if it's offside. Oh, it's offside anyway.
No, it would have been a shit goal, Matt. That's what it would have been.
Well, I mean, Sarr just mugs off about 4 Reading players, and number 21, whoever that is as well. Like I said, he's not even. How is that being given as offside?
I think he's just.
I mean, he can't see Liam Moore in the background. He can't see through the Watford player. I
mean, Liam Moore was about a yard, actually playing the guy about a yard onside.
This is one that controversial with Reading fans. Would you replace Raphael? Now he splits opinion, definitely. Because he does have some really good games. The one that he had last Monday against Derby, he kept us in the game. He had some fantastic.
Yeah, he did. Great performance against Derby. Matt and I are probably two of Raphael's biggest critics, I think, and it's probably fairly well known if you listen to the podcast. But personally, I wouldn't replace Raphael unless we were able to get a big step up, because there's too many other areas of the team which you could improve. It would be great to be able to replace Raphael with a quality keeper, but I just don't think it's particularly. That's a lovely turn.
What a list. Slowed it down.
Elise, every game you see 1 or 2 things from Elise, and you just think you've got quality.
Come on, OG. He didn't have the chance to cross it, did he?
I was just wanting to stay in the box, because you know what OV can do with his feet. If he can work a penalty.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Just try and beat 2 or 3. Just try and beat 2 or 3 players over and just get tackled or something, right?
Yeah, literally. Come on, Luca.
Come on, Zhao.
No. Poor touch.
I mean, Zhao's really not got into the game yet, has he?
Yeah.
No, he barely had a touch. That might have even been his first touch.
From Richards. Oh, was it? It was right to him. So.
But yeah, no, I think it's an interesting point you make about Raphael, because I mean, we complain about Raphael, but yeah, I mean, he's because of the errors he makes and not the consistency of them, but you never really know what you're going to get.
Surely that was handball, though.
Definitely handball.
Yeah, and what's happened to
that? Got that wrong.
What's happened to Holmes? He got kicked in the head somehow.
I don't even know. He doesn't look in a good state, does he?
He doesn't at all, is he? Oh no, he doesn't look great. Let's have a watch this.
Not one to normally. Oh, that's an elbow right in the face.
Yeah,
that is naughty.
That's
João
a red.
Pedro.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
that's
definite elbow.
that's
Yeah,
shocking.
exactly
That
what
is
he's doing there,
shocking
doesn't he?
from Pedro.
Yeah.
That's a red card. He is so lucky. If that's in the Prem, I mean, if he does that in the Prem when they get there, he's going to be sent off 10 times. Like that's
10
a red
times?
card every. Just why? Why would you do that at 2-0 up? That's just
Footballers,
idiotic.
they do irrational things. They're humans, aren't they? You know, they do
They
things
are,
that
but
make
I mean-
no logical sense.
But you're 2-0 up. Why are you chasing down someone and absolutely clubbing them with your elbow in the face? It's just illogical. It's stupid. And you just, that's lovely.
Lovely play.
Lovely from
Do
Zhao.
something with it though.
He has. He's given it a
Kept
home.
it. Oh, what is that pass?
Get that, Richards.
Terrible.
Was it Lauren again on the pass?
He's had a poor game.
Lauren has really struggled tonight.
Yeah.
This is probably one of his weakest games this season, I would say.
Yeah, I wonder if he's. Yeah, it's not been good
Pedro
tonight.
coming
No
up now.
reasons for that. We don't know. He's just got too involved with it.
I'm amazed that the referee has missed that. It looks so blatant on the replay.
Yeah.
It's as blatant as it comes. Was he already on a yellow card as well, Pedro? Or...
No, they got him off straight away though. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. He might have been on a yellow.
He was he?
I don't know. I was just trying to think why they immediately got him off.
Zinkernagel and Hughes are on a yellow card.
Right.
I want to say we're going to score. I'm going to stay on the positivity boat here. And it's not impossible we could score here. It's not looking likely, but God, if we were so much, I'd love the last 5 minutes if we can get a goal.
I mean, I think they will.
I'll say
that.
Oh no!
Wow, that's poor.
Dreadful effort.
Jesus,
Dreadful from Watford. He could put that anywhere almost, couldn't he? I mean,
he had so much time there.
Yadam's got caught out, and he's not through one goal because actually Holmes is quite near to him. But
he had a lot of time though, didn't he, to pick his spot?
Yeah.
The problem we've kind of got now with Zhao up top is he hasn't actually gone up to try and hold the ball up particularly, has he? Like when the ball's dropped into him.
No.
He's trying to win cheap free
It'd be
kicks
much
like
better if we'd gone with two up front. I don't understand why we've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've really lost
like
any option out wide going to up front.
I think probably it would have been better if we'd have taken Josh Laurent off tonight and gone two up front, or swap Mate in there, move Elise. But Elise has been good in the position he's playing, so I don't know. It's not great, is it?
All shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Yeah, it is basically.
Mm.
We can dress it up as much as we want, but there's been pivotal moments. The 2 minutes and the misses by Mate and Puskas have just.
Unfortunately, this is very, very similar to the Barnsley game in the sense of that one was a game we should have won, but for individual mistakes.
Mm.
Yeah, but at least they showed some quality to actually score the goal as well. I mean, that was not a tap in
from distance,
at least, but that was going nowhere near, was it? I mean, it did well to hit someone.
Zhao has not been good since he's come on.
No, he had one moment when he was good.
Oh, brilliant second as well. Come on, this.
Oh,
you jinxed him, Paul.
Come on, don't foul. Don't foul. Why foul there?
I don't think I jinxed him. I think it's just one of those nights, isn't it? It's just not working.
Liam Moore down.
I mean, it was a crunching tackle from Moore.
Yeah, it has been loose from Lucas Giles since he's come onto the pitch.
Yeah.
It hasn't been his best performance since he's come on. There's no point pretending that it has been. But I got to say, having no impact when he was on the pitch as well, because Watford have just closed down all the spaces, haven't they? We haven't had we've had a couple of shots on target, I think, in the second half, but neither of them were any problem for the goal.
Watford have done a job, haven't they? Let's be honest. In the second half, they've done exactly what they needed to do in the second half, which is basically close the game out and not really give any space in the centre.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done exactly what they should do. Is if you got a 2-0 lead, you just want to see it out, don't you? There's no problem with that at all.
Let's be honest, they're probably going to see it out 2-0, aren't they? Because it just don't look like scoring.
If anyone's going to score a goal, it's going to be them, isn't it? As much as I don't want to say that, you got to say Watford are probably going to get a third, more likely.
But that's just because we've not offered anything
Well, yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's more likely because we just look frustrated.
Well,
we're looking a bit knackered.
Yeah, like we finished the first half so well, and like Alex said, that was our chance to get back in the game.
Yeah,
there's a lot wider.
Raphael died for that, but that was about 2 or 3 yards wide.
It was a dive for the cameras.
I was going to say Raphael would die for the ball if it was going for the corner flag.
That's fine. I don't have any problem with that. If that keeps him nimble, there's no issue with that.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem at all. He's a goalie. He loves diving. This is what his life's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
He gets out of bed and dives to the breakfast table.
dives in.
Superman.
dives into the bathroom, out of the house, dives into the car.
Yeah. You can't kick the ball though, can he? Really?
Actually, I actually because I was decorating over the weekend, I had the pleasure of listening to BBC Berkshire on Monday, and there was an interesting conversation I actually had after the game.
Yeah, go on.
I've got so much to say about that, Matt, but I'm not going
to. Well, no,
here we go forward anyway, because Lucas Joe, he's just gone to the wrong
in front of him.
Yeah. I don't think it was a terrible pass. It just
Ovi does well there as well.
Ovi's been our best player tonight, I'd say. Between him and Elise.
Agree. Ovi Ajaria or Elise. Elise has been at the centre of everything good as well.
Yeah.
Ajaria have been really, really good.
Yeah, he has been.
They've put the ball forwards a lot, but it's just not come off for us.
No. Like I said, there's been some positive displays there still. I mean, it's 2-0. We're not going to lose this.
Rogsy, too kind, thank you.
It's not 5-0. I mean, I was worried when it was 2-0 after 14 minutes or so, and you think, oh, God, this would end up ugly. And I don't think that's it.
Let's be honest. They've had the 2 goals. They had the offside chance. But apart from that, Liam Moore back across the bar.
Just doesn't fall, and Richard slices it.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously had the 2 goals, and they've had the offside goal, but they haven't ripped us apart defensively. They basically they took 2 advantages. They took advantage of the 2 individual errors, and that's unfortunately kind of just game over once you get.
What do you think of Chris's points here? If Omar starts the match, isn't 2-0? Do you think he would have done better in that situation? I'd probably agree he would have done a bit better. Would it?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to change a whole lot. I can't lie. I think certainly for the first goal, you can't really pin anything on.
Forward. Yeah, sorry there, Matt. But I think for the second goal, he's given the ball. Goal, yeah. I don't see Rich has given the ball away that easily in that area. I don't remember. Okay, he probably has done it a couple of times this season. But I think when we're 1-0 down, he probably would have decided to take a different option there.
Yeah, possibly.
Gibson. There's no doubt on that.
I think that's a foul.
Yeah, I agree with this, Rob. That's why I say we should have gone 2 up front. I mean, it's risk because you leave yourself open to conceding more goals, but just doing the same when it wasn't actually working, but with a different player, I don't think that was the great. But this comes back to Panovic's substitutions.
They've never been fantastic.
No, I'm not sure. Here's a chance.
That's a big chance for Watford. That probably
he waited for the ball to drop and bounce there. I'm really surprised by that.
Has he given a corner as well?
Somehow, I think so. I'm not quite sure how, but
it can't be a corner.
Oh no, it does come off. It does come off Elise, yeah.
I mean,
it has been comfortable.
This question, I think, must come up every single time we don't win a game. And it's always a question, really, which none of us can really answer properly. But I think the answer is going to be the same every single time. And it's always going to be, this is a nicely worded no. The answer is always going to be, if we've managed to sign a player or 2, we probably would have a couple more points. It's just inevitable.
But we could also put the club financially in an even worse position than what it is. So it's a real balance, isn't it? On a playing side, probably would do a little bit better.
I mean, it obviously doesn't help that Reading were apparently under embargo again.
Not in January, though.
No, I think it was after
No.
January, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who called for Bulldog earlier? Who comes?
Here we go. It's going to be a Bulldog and a Luco duo, and it's incoming. You know it. Back it.
Who would have thought this would be the
Luco,
saviours?
Bulldog.
This is a big bold move.
Oh, I so want to see this happen now.
We're going to have to screenshot this, and Chris, we are going to have to hold you to it. So
You went for it there, Chris, didn't you? You didn't just go for one goal and say, I'll give 100 quid. You went, a hat-trick, I'll be safe.
I think it's an interesting one because you were talking about throwing caution to the wind. He's taken off Renamotor there and Ajaria. It's a difficult one there with Ajaria because he's played well. Do you take off Mate instead? I don't know.
Decision, I think we're not going anywhere here. Yeah.
Mm.
Has played really well. It's not a reflection on his performance. It's the fact that I can't see us going anywhere. We haven't got a game for another week, though. On the flip side of that, haven't we? We don't play until next Friday. So
are we Friday again next week?
Yeah, 6 o'clock kickoff next week.
Sky Sports Reading.
Yeah, again. Well, there's finally getting some quality on TV, aren't they?
Luca Hutchinson hasn't done anything for us since he signed. Darren, I'll be honest. The one abiding memory I'm going to have of Luca once he leaves is the goal he scored against QPR. That's it.
But that pretty much kept us up that season, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean every other game he's played badly for.
Here we go. Bulldog's going to get to it. No.
Big number 9.
I'd love to see him score. I'd love to see it. That would be the moment I would enjoy so much. I wouldn't have any problem with them both scoring. I love it, but I've got to say I'm not expecting it. Here we go.
Oh,
that's a nice pass there.
Come on.
Go on.
Oh, it's just.
Best strike in the second half there from Maluko, though.
That's a good
save. In the corner, but it's the best shot we've had by a mile. It's actually a proper save. A good play there from Bulldog.
Lovely play.
Good from Yadam, persistence.
Zhao just wrong place, wrong time, and he got the power behind it at Luco, but
not bad. I don't think it's a terrible shot. I thought bad from Maluko. I mean, that's kind of a Luco, isn't it? It's not bad, but it's not.
It's going to be really interesting to see the reaction, I think, after tonight.
Well, it's going to be depression, isn't it? Because it's always extreme, isn't it?
If we had the performance of the first half, if we put that in during the second half and really pushed on to try and get back into the game and just not managed to score our chances, would people be that downhearted?
No, I'm not. I don't feel too downhearted about the whole situation myself because, Watford have won. They deserve to win because they've shown the composure when they needed to. We can have chances, but if you don't take them, here comes.
Lovely move.
It's just a bit
That's the best we've seen in the second half, isn't it? It is the best, a bit of energy.
Yeah, I mean, Bulldog and Luca,
they've
been on 2 minutes, and they've been on 2 minutes, and all of a sudden we've created a chance and had a really nice little bit of play. As much as we were all praising Ajaria and Elise, who's actually, I've just noticed, going to make 90 minutes, and he's not bought on Semedo. So I'm sure.
To be fair, that is the correct decision, isn't it? He had to keep playing him tonight.
Panovich must have been listening to our podcasts because that's definitely come up that he shouldn't be doing that.
Definitely. That's his source of information and tactical advice, isn't it? He sits there and goes, EPR podcast, they will put me in the right direction. I just, actually, I wouldn't do that part of it. So you'll be making all kinds of erratic decisions.
If you are catching up with us, Pauno, just drop us a DM. We'd love to have you come on the podcast at some point.
I prefer to have 10% of his wages. I'll be honest about that.
Good crossing by Richard
Tough
there.
Control there for Jal, though, wasn't it? That was a really hard one to control.
He did well with it as well. He brought it in front of him, but it's just good defending, crowded out by the Watford defence. But
go on, Luco. This is it. This is the moment.
Honestly,
I've done okay.
I really think I'm in a minority, but I really think Aluko probably should be starting at some point.
Starting instead of who though? It's really
He's
hard
just
to
caught
guess.
his heels
Instead of who is the difficult one.
Yeah, well, that's a problem. We can only have 11 players, Alex.
I wouldn't be starting him, that's for sure. I don't think, unless we got injuries. There's no real.
Yeah, maybe I'm pushing a little bit too hard.
You're pushing that Luco height there. You're getting involved with Shea Vegas, aren't you? Has he been like DMing you on Twitter or something? We're like, yeah, push him.
He wants an ally. That's all it is. I get it. I think it's to be honest. Was it had it been 3 or 4 weeks ago before Ajaria's decent run of form here, I probably would have said if Aluko was starting ahead of Ajaria, I don't think I would have complained too much. Now, probably, yeah, it wouldn't really.
I'm glad I kept faith.
Given that, just as a bit of credit to Aluko, he's come on probably, I don't know, 15 times this season. He's looked reasonable in most of the games.
I know he has. No, I agree.
Most of us go, oh, he's done all right.
Yeah, that's Aluko though. He does all right.
Yes, he's not a game changer.
He doesn't ever come on and think.
Like Tom Holmes,
yeah,
sticking his head in where it hurts.
Holmes has played quite well tonight, so it is. I mean, I can't see anything else but a Reading defeat here at the moment. Sadly, Watford have got too much quality to see this out. Who do we think are the positives tonight? I'm going to say, obviously, Ovi Ajaria would be my man of the match. Tom Holmes has been pretty good. Elise, any other players you can pull out there, Alex?
Mate in the first half?
Yeah. Yeah, them done okay. Lovely pass from you. Bulldog, yet again, making the run. Yeah, a bit of energy there. He didn't get on the end of it, but... Oh, cheers, everyone. Cheers, Chris. And cheers, Alfie, for your nice comments about it. I appreciate it. It's good fun, despite the fact that we're losing. I thought that was area. Aluko there for a second for a header into the goal. We don't need a third here for Watford.
That's a great tackle from Yedom. It's a sensational tackle. I think, has he hurt himself though, Yedom?
Liam Moore just sticking the Watford player on the ground there.
Probably not man of the match there, Alfie. I feel that's a little bit too much, but yeah.
Had Son not got 2 goals, he could have been in the running, I'd say.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair, Lansley. I'll take that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers for the nice comments, Darren. We'll be back next week for anybody who's watched along tonight. I think our next game's next Friday. 6 p.m. kickoff, I believe, against Cardiff.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden now becomes an even bigger game.
It is indeed. Is this a comment on us or the team, Alistair? Because that's harsh. That's harsh.
We've really put 110% in.
No, it hasn't been a great second half. We haven't really got going at all at any moment. Watford have just nullified us, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, Reading haven't been great on the pitch either.
Yeah.
It's just been a slow second half, hasn't it? Even here, you've got at least slowing it down. But I mean, it's 94 minutes, isn't it? So
overall, the second half of the season, the second half's been
we struggled to score in them, haven't we? There's been so many games. Wasn't there a time where we went like 15 games without scoring in the second half or so? Yeah. Is like
do we not seem to be saying this every game? I presume you're talking about big games, and yes, but every game is a big game now, isn't it?
Man, that sums up this
game.
Bulldogs, you are rightfully a bit nappy.
We are still 6th in the league. Yeah, come on, Andrew.
Bulldogs should be shooting at that. To be honest,
he should be shooting. Yeah, I don't think he's meant to put it there though, has he? I think he is trying to shoot there.
I mean, if he is shooting,
I agree.
He's very wide on the right.
The substitution has made a big difference for them. Yeah,
he's a massive guy, that Sanchez, though, isn't he, for Watford? He is a big unit.
So yeah, we will be back. We'll be back next Friday. This one's going to be a defeat, isn't it, for Reading, unless Yuri Geller gets out his spoon bending skills and provides an absolute miracle in the last 20 seconds of this match. So thanks to everyone who's been watching us. We really appreciate it. We'll definitely be back next Friday for the watch along against Cardiff. Huge match. We need the games to go for us tomorrow. Don't think we'll be in the top 6 come to that one. but we can still get there. There's no reason to believe that we cannot get back into the playoffs. And whatever happened, it's been fantastic.
The faith, Reading fans, keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Bon Jovi would, or we should. Why? If Bon Jovi knows, he is the king of it. He would know. I'm not even a Bon Jovi fan, really. I don't want people to think that. Yeah. So, Matt, summing it up, a disappointing result, not the worst performance. Second half, bit poor.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the perfect summary, isn't it? It was okay. The first half, we just lost it through two very poor individual errors, really. Liam Moore should be getting tighter. Gibson giving it away for the second. And then obviously the misses, if Puskas or Mate, one of them puts away their chances, we've got a chance in the second half, but we didn't score those. Watford changed it up at half-time and just shut it out. That's why they're second in the league, because they can control games like that. They can make the changes and shut games out.
Yeah, totally. We'll be recording the podcast in a minute. I'm going to go and jump on a live post-match preview, kind of like look back at it, preview, losing my mind here, and on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So I'll see you there in a bit. Thanks a lot.